Now it's time for America's Talking, with headlines from across the country that you can find at thecentersquare.com. A bill to institute a state income tax has been on Governor Bob Ferguson's desk in Washington for 5 days, and he's expected to sign it, but opponents are gearing up for legal challenges once he does. The Center Square's associate editor Carlene Johnson reports Ferguson has 20 days from the time of the delivery of the act of legislation on his desk, meaning it'll likely be signed before April 2nd, 2026. Three key opponents of the income tax talked to the Center Square about what they expect will happen after Ferguson signs the bill into law. One of them, Senate Minority Leader John Braun, told the Center Square in a Wednesday interview he expects wherever the challenge comes from, that it will be soon. Chris Gideon, a senator in Washington state, told the Center Square he believes the passage of the income tax could have a direct impact on whether the NBA decides to locate a franchise expansion team in Seattle. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers told reporters Wednesday that his deal with the legislature to agree to $72 million in funding for the state's food share program, if the food stamp program did not allow the purchase of candy or soft drinks, was all about compromise. The Center Square's John Stife reports that Evers and Democratic legislators did not want the purchase restrictions in place, arguing that many in food deserts had to rely on the occasional purchase of candy or soft drinks to get by. Evers had argued that the $72 million in funding was needed to prevent Wisconsin from going over a 6% error rate on Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, which could incur more than $200 million in federal penalties. Wisconsin has a 4.47% payment error rate as of 2024 to 2025. The Ohio Supreme Court, they could agree to take a case over deducting union dues from public employees' paychecks. The Center Square contributor David Beasley reports that Matthew Sheldon worked as a custodian at Carrollton Exempted Village Schools and joined the union, Ohio Association of Public School Employees. According to a synopsis of the case, that was in 2016, but he later quit the union in December 2023, but the union told the school district to continue deducting dues from his check because of a clause in the union contract that gave members a period in August to quit and cancel automatic dues deductions from their paychecks. A trial court and appellate courts ruled against Sheldon, who appealed to the Ohio Supreme Court, which this week agreed to take the case. In seeking Ohio Supreme Court review, Sheldon's lawyers argued his case is a basic contract dispute. The Freedom Foundation and the National Right to Work Legal Defense Foundation also supported Sheldon's case. And speaking of unions, members of United Teachers Los Angeles say they're preparing to strike if the Los Angeles Unified School District does not agree to the union's demand for a 17% pay increase over 2 years. The Center Square contributor Chris Woodward reports to date there have been approximately 20 bargaining sessions for the union and the nation's second largest school district. UTLA members, which include more than just educators, say they want to avoid a strike. Meanwhile, OLEDA Incorporated, an organization that promotes parent leadership, amplifies voices, and holds LAUSD accountable for academic results, weighed in on the conversation. They asked, why is the United Teachers Los Angeles possibly calling for a strike before receipt of the neutral fact-finding and recommended settlement report, which is expected at the end of the month? They went on to say, is UTLA afraid of the fact-finding report to show that LAUSD's offer is fair given the circumstances? You can keep up on that story at thecentersquare.com and find these stories just below this video. And that's America's Talking, with some of the latest headlines from across the country with thecentersquare.com.